Hey everyone, guys, welcome to this episode of Sunday Skinner. And on this episode, I have a very dear friend of mine. We have transformational coach Tanu Gupta. Hi Tanu, welcome to this episode and thank you for being here, dear.
Thank you, Shweta. I think it's a privilege to be here. You're giving me an opportunity to have that interaction. It's wonderful. Look forward to this and wish all our audiences a very, very happy New Year too.
Yes, Happy New Year too, because we are still in January. And, I think at least for the first 3 to 4 weeks of Jan, you have that kick of New Year thing.
Yeah.
I think something that is the reason also, Tanu, I thought of getting in touch with you also is that we share something very common with each other. We are very emotional people. Will you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this New Year also, I think I also get a lot of coaching clients who say, yeah, Shweta, this New Year, I want to become more practical. And मुझे ये emotions नहीं करना, because sometimes emotion make me very weak. And here, sometimes my own bias comes by, because since my childhood also, many people, let it be my, parents or relatives or friends that, yeah, Shweta, you're very emotional. Thoda life ko na practical lena chahiye. And I never got it. I don't even know right now how to take life practically. Because I think emotions all here, and too much practical is all here. That is also, of course, my bias and our bias. But this emotion. So I don't know, like, what is your New Year resolution about being emotional, not emotional? If you could just share.
Absolutely, Shweta. I think that is where most of us struggle. And if we are able to get overcome that bias that is operating within us in terms of saying that, I am emotionally weak, is actually, it's not a weakness. I realized it. If I talk about my life journey, 10 last 10 years of my life have been very, very struggleful, a lot of challenges, one crisis after the other. And I used to break down, I used to cry, I used to, whether it is was I was working in a corporate, there were pressures there, bosses will shout on you, and you would break down. You'll come home, you will have pressures at home, you will break down. And people used to say, Tanu, you're very, very sensitive, very emotional. It
I know,
doesn't
I've heard this before. So true. Yeah.
Hear us, and people tell us that, that it is as if it is something, you need to overcome. It's a weakness. And I also used to somewhere agree to it. Oh no, I'm why do I cry so much? Why do I become so sad? Why do I react to so many things? And then of time, I think it's the God's way of making me learn that it is not a weakness. And I didn't let it stop. I didn't change it. And over a period of time, it became as a strength of mine, because I was sensitive, because I was emotional. I think I was able to connect with people more, right?
Human way.
Empathize with people more, right? So, so it is not about your emotions. It is about how you can make your emotions work for you to whatever purpose you have in life, how to help, how to get those emotions work for you to achieve that purpose in life, right, and overcome challenges. So I think I am still the same person.
I know, and then you can't change it, right, Tanu? Because even though people say that, no, you just need to be, and I love this word, sensitive, then I think practical. These are the words like log bolte are practical bano. Also recently, Tanu, I worked with, as a business coach, I was working with a startup. That person used to say that, Shweta, ye sab theek hai. So I was getting into more mindfulness for him, because he was getting very restless towards his, launch of his new product. So I asked him to be much more mindful, just be in this moment instead of, otherwise kya ho raha tha? He was going around people and he was not seeing or appreciating whatever they were doing. He started complaining about every wrong thing they were doing according to him. So I said, thoda or mindful ho jao and just start appreciating. And then he said, you know what? I'm very logical, Shweta. Ye sab, I don't believe into. I was like, you believe, not believe, but you have to be just appreciating about it. And then people start saying, no, not appreciating, not being emotional is more logical, more practical. And you're right, this doesn't work, Tanu, because I believe that we all, we all human beings, we have emotions. And the only problem is we don't accept it.
Absolutely. No, it is not even accepting. I think, Shweta, it is about, it is recognizing those emotions in yourself.
Yeah.
And making it work for you.
Absolutely.
So emotions are in everyone, as you rightly said. Everyone experiences emotions.
Yeah.
We don't need to restrict ourselves. We don't need to, the more we stop the expression of emotions, the more pent up, there is a pent up inside, and it is going to come out in some way or the other, which
True. And
will
then
not be under your control.
And then you don't know what you're going to, in what way it is going to come out. It
Absolutely.
could be that you've been suppressing anger and then it comes too much. And I think I have also observed. So Tanu, I teach a session. So at Masterful, what we do is we truly believe that, designing your life. It's like understanding yourself. Designing your life is the only solution to all the problems, which is, of course, like I am getting it everything under one roof, but it's a very chunk up word, which is design your life. But in that, we talk about accepting yourself, about your emotions, however you are. So when I teach design your life to women, it's all about feeling victimized. That, I didn't get allowed, to do this thing. And then everything starts with a blame game. And when I teach design your life to men, the struggle is, it's a poker face. In that session also, it's so hard for them to be vulnerable. In that session also, it's so hard for them. If we talk about any particular incident which has given them sadness to them, they become more poker faced. They will not show anything, and they hold themselves very hard. And I can see that in them, but still, because this is how they are conditioned.
Absolutely. This is how they've conditioned. You're absolutely right, Shweta, because not expressing or being emotional is considered to be strong.
Yeah.
And men are strong. Men cannot be emotional.
Yeah.
Right. So it all comes from there. And women, they are, that victim mentality is, ingrained in them from the childhood. And, there's recently I've co-authored a book with, a few other coaches.
Yeah.
And this is where, we wanted to tell, pass a message to all the young girls who are going through this phase right now, to say, don't listen to others, don't operate with the standard mindset that others are telling you.
Wow.
If you want to achieve, if you want to follow your passion, you break away from those norms and, be confident in doing that. It's okay. You can do it.
Yeah.
And, it's like telling them, don't operate from their limiting beliefs. I keep, this word is very close to my heart, limiting beliefs, because it's not the world which is telling us, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Because we've been, trained and ingrained so much like that, it's like we telling ourselves that this is what I can do and this is what I cannot do, because it is not possible for women to do it.
True. Because we have so many other things to do. And then, this is a very typical word that comes into womanhood, is about work-life balance.
Absolutely.
It's like, it's for everybody, right? I think everybody is doing that. Even a man is doing that. True.
Yeah. Work-life balance is nothing, Work-life balance is into my mind is, there is no work, there is no life. Whatever you enjoy doing it.
Yeah, I love that.
Those are not two separate things,
Yeah. It's together. Yeah. Because I think work is about being purposeful, and even a homemaker, taking care of the family, taking off, whatever it is, food needs, health needs, everything, making convenient for everybody in the home. That is also her work, right? And that's her life. And I believe if we don't have work now, there is no purpose of life. If there is no purpose of life, there is no happiness.
Absolutely. Perfect. Absolutely right.
Wonderful. But please tell us more about, that, mentioned in the book. And because you also keep talking about emotional resilience. So it's a very beautiful word. And please tell us more about this word, emotional resilience, or how, what did you mention in the book, or what is the best way to, because I loved what you also said, Tanu, that use the right emotion at the right place. Right. So it's about doing the right workout. It's like I can connect with that because I come from a fitness industry. If you want to make your heart good, my, fitness resilience will be, okay, go for a cardio, so that use cardio to make your heart stronger. It's like, oh, if I want to make my, my legs stronger, then I have to do my lower body. So use your lower body workout for that kind of stuff. So, wow, I'm just connecting this emotion to the fitness. So
Very
please tell us
true.
more around that.
See, emotional resilience, when we talk, it is, again, I say it is not about saying that don't be emotional. The first step to emotional resilience is accepting that emotions exist and it's okay to express.
Yeah.
Right. The resilience comes with that, how, you can make those emotions work when you are faced with challenging situations. You will experience, say there is some kind of crisis that, comes across to you, and you're reacting to it with a certain emotion. Is that the right emotion at that point in time? Is it helping you, is what is important.
Yeah.
Is it helping you? If you need to be angry in a certain moment, please be angry.
True.
Right? And get over it.
Empower you in that moment. True.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Get over it. Get over it. Take that out. Get angry. If you need to cry, it is important to let it out. If there is a grief and you want to cry, please cry.
Wow.
Let it out.
Mm.
Because that is important at that moment. Right? So emotional resilience is all about how you make those emotions work for you, right? And help you overcome those challenges and crisis at so as in the book that I have written, that this topic is also very close to my heart, because in the last 10 years, the amount of it's like I have been doing only crisis management. So there has not been, I would say, a normal life for me. Life has become a crisis, right? So every one crisis gets over, the other one starts, right? And it has actually made me emotionally strong. So when I say emotionally strong, I mean to say it is not about not expressing the emotions, that I don't get emotional or I don't cry or I don't do it. It is not distracting me or making me less powerful in dealing with it. So the point is that emotions don't make you or break you.
Yeah.
Right? It helps you to deal with the situation at that point in time. So recognition of the emotion, accepting that emotion, and also learning how you can make use of it in a particular situation is very, very important when you talk about emotional resilience.
That is so beautifully said. And this also connects me with, it's like, I'm a mom of a teenager, Tanu. I think as a mom, I always get very protective about my daughter. And, but every time, now let's say we were doing a workout together, and after workout, because I'm used to my workout, it's been 10, 12 years, I do a regular weight training workout and all. It's just been 2 years that she started this. So that moment when she's not able to complete that repetition or that rep, what happens is I try to protect her. In the beginning, I used to do that, Tanu. And she used to get very annoyed. And she's like, no, I'll not do this. My body is giving up. That mind, that maybe if I see physically, she can do it. But her mind is not, she doesn't want to do it. In the beginning, maybe 1 year, 2 years back, just for her to encourage, I used to take care of her emotion. That I said, it's okay, just complete it. And she's like, no. Then I used to take her side in the front of the trainer by saying that it's okay if she's not able to do it. I used to protect her. Then later what I did is I was like, Shweta, stop doing that. What is happening is you are again putting a protective layer and you're not helping her to handle her own emotion. And it's okay for her to be that in anger and that pain that I'm not able to do this and this my mind. Because every time if she's in that challenging moment or whatever emotions are happening to her, she will get better maybe 5th time or 10th time. Right. So,
Absolutely.
and it has still been a journey for me, but And then I decide, the moment these kind of stuff happen, I just shut my mouth. I was like, you know what? I love her more. I want to empower her. So
Absolutely.
I think it's
Yeah.
also applicable for all the young generation. For, let it be, the corporate world, sometimes I teach sessions too. It could be for the homemakers, that, it's okay to put yourself first. And if you don't like something, express it. Don't get into that mindset that, you know what, this is how I'm born and this is how I'm supposed to say okay to everything, and hide my
Absolutely.
emotions, not express before my kids, before maybe my spouse, before my parents, or before my in-laws. So you can just be yourself and just say that, this is, I'm not able to handle this right now. I need my own time.
You know, this conversation that you, or this what you're telling me right now, also gets me to a point where we say that this is how you are, this is what makes you unique.
Yeah.
You know, right? So when you talk about yourself, your emotions, your, that is what tells about you as a person, as a personality, right? So it helps people identify you as a unique person. Okay, this is how this person is, this is how this person reacts, right? This is how this person expresses,
True.
right? So it is so important for all of us. What you said right now is so important, that everyone should be, not restricting the expression of emotions, should be able to, express emotions. And second point that you were just mentioning, Shweta, that also brings a point where we say that, in coaching parlance, we call it as a social contract.
Yeah.
Right. So it is very important for us to establish social contracts with people, and people should be aware of the boundaries within which, the interaction happens. So if we don't like something, it is better to say that this is, we don't like, this is not acceptable to me, you know
Yes.
this does not work for me, rather than, going on. And lot of women are not able to do that,
True.
because that is what it is, that is how we have been trained to accept everything,
Yeah.
to be a caregiver doesn't mean that you don't take care of yourself,
Yeah. And Tanu,
right?
this has adverse effect. Now that you're talking about women and doing this, there are so many, personal coaching where coaching women, the woman says that, Shweta, you know what, my husband is having an extramarital affair and it's okay because I want to accept this. And I was like, what the hell? Why are you doing this to yourself? So what, after a few years, you go for an extramarital affair? Because she says, I want to take care of the family. And these are the adverse effect when, I don't know why women or why anybody accepts which is unfair to themselves. I don't know how this condition has ever happened, or even this is a conditioning, or this has been a process and then people just start compromising with whatever happens to them in the life.
This has been the condition. This is how, if we see our mothers do that, and over a period of time, it is, now I will say that, with, I think, a lot of coaching, and coaching being available to women, and they
Yeah.
are coming out, that some of these things are being broken, people are seeing changes, and hopefully, our daughters and their daughters, would see a different world. But this is the conditioning that women go through, that you are a caregiver, women by nature are caregivers,
Yeah.
and they should take care of others, not themselves. But in the long run, is it actually helping them? Because somewhere it is internally harming them.
So
And when,
much. And that
yeah,
woman doesn't even realize.
yeah. So that at that point in time, it's okay. You feel good that you have suppressed your feelings,
That
and you're
make
taking
She
care of
thinks
others.
that is making her stronger.
Yeah, and you feel it's a sense of achievement for
Yeah.
yourself. Over the period of time, those things that you are, suppressing are actually going to harm you internally. Biologically, it will harm you.
Exactly. I was about to say that this might get into an adverse effect of getting a disease to your body. It could be
Absolutely.
any fatal disease which you will not even realize. And it's I think it's our life, right, Tanu? एक life मिलती है, one life, and I think let's live, because I believe me, even like you, I think after 10 years, whatever you have gone through, I think maybe since 5 years back, I was not like this, Tanu. I was okay to, I was okay to get more and more. My life was harsh because I'm a person that I always want to work so much. But somehow
Mhm.
my condition was, I have to take care of the family. I have to take care of their food. I cannot compromise on that. Even though if I had a sessions or, being an Zumba education specialist, I had to go for a lot of master classes, trainings and everything. I used to say, no, you know what? Even though you have to get up early morning and run somewhere, make sure that you get up in the morning, cook for your family, food, give them, feed them well and get out. But what if physically I was tired the day before? Can I just be fair to myself that get up in the morning and say, nahi ho raha hai aaj mujhse kaam, I'm fine, can you guys please manage? But to say this took me at least 1 or 2 years, and this
Mm.
wouldn't have happened if my body was not giving up. My mind was not giving up, huh? My mind was not giving up, but my body was like, I'm tired, Shweta, I can't again get up in the morning and again cook for everybody. But I choose to work. I choose my work because that is giving me purposefulness, that is making me happy. And ultimately, if I become happy, I know I can give happiness to my family. And
Absolutely.
but this has been nobody taught me this in the, I think even when I see my mom today, she still does it. She has been the most talented businesswoman I've ever seen. But
Mhm.
after a few years, whatever conditioning she got, she today decided to give her of purpose and decided to serve everybody. And
Mm.
there are so many glitches between us because I see that and I keep on telling her that, Mom, you know what? Get back to what you were maybe 30 years back, 20 years back. And it is so hard for her to accept it. That, no, Shweta, this is my purpose now. This is my purpose of serving people. But I see her getting angry at times. And I know where this anger is coming from. And I'm sure there are so many women who are annoyed and angry because they are not able to follow their own purpose because they have themselves decided not to follow the purpose.
Absolutely. And sometimes it is also challenging for them to find that actually what they're doing is not the purpose.
Yeah,
You know, even identifying that fact is so difficult for them.
true.
And well, while you were telling me this, I was also thinking, I have just started 2 years back my own work, my own, I would say, business.
Yeah,
And people used to tell me earlier, Tanu, you will never be able to do business. You're not a businesswoman. You're good for corporate jobs.
hmm,
And I used to also believe, yeah, and I kept on working. But then this time I decided, let me give it a try.
true.
And actually, I'm happy for myself because I can see, that I can do it. Things are working out, and it is not something that it was a limiting belief that I had set in on myself.
True.
In what others told me, I believed it. So it is very important, that we should give it a try to ourselves. We should give it
Absolutely.
to whatever we believe in, that we should try it out rather than
Thank you. I
listening
agree.
to
And
others.
yeah, and as you said, just like I think I was talking to one of the coaches, in the fitness, one of the Sunday Skinners in fitness. I love what he said. He said that instead of taking confirmation from everybody else,
Mm.
talk to the person in the mirror once and you will get the right answers.
Mm.
So if your body is giving you emotions like, I'm very angry right now, just accept the anger and you will know where the anger is coming from. And it's okay to be angry. I think, nowadays I follow this and I don't know how my family thinks about it, but I've never even asked them. If I'm angry, I just tell them, guys, right now I am very irritated. Just give me some time. And I just have to be with that anger. And I stay with it, Tanu. I stay with it. I
Absolutely.
decide that it's okay, Shweta, next 2 hours, कुछ नहीं होने वाला है, I'm सिर्फ angry है तू, चलेगा. Maybe that anger will give me something else out of this. But I decide to stay with the emotion, and that staying with the emotion does miracles to me. And I accept myself. And ultimately, I'm also happy because if my body is giving anger, and I tell myself, oh, it doesn't matter, cool it down, it doesn't work. So what I'm doing is I'm going against my body and mind, or I'm just going against myself, right? So I think we just let it be emotions, let it be whatever you want to do, whatever comes within you. I think we have this god and goddesses and all the type of universal or divine power within ourselves,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. Very true. Because everything, everything is inside us. It is, we need to listen to ourselves, our heart, our body, and decide for ourselves. Nobody can ever tell you what you are and what you can do. Right. So I think it is very, very important that we listen to ourselves.
What a beautiful note. Believe me, Tanu, this is, I think, the most beautiful thing. I believe myself. In fact, there is this amazing book by Prem Rawat himself, and not a very famous, author and coach, but he has this beautiful book called as Hear Yourself. And I don't know, out of the world, I just went to a bookstore and I just picked up that book. The moment I saw the name, Hear Yourself, I just took that book for myself. I bought that book for myself because I thought maybe even, I think for us also, I love to explore myself every day. It's not comfortable every day though, but because, it's like even though you get up in the morning, you bloody have to work to earn your lifestyle, to earn whatever you want in life. But still, getting that balance that I love myself, I want to hear myself more. And still in that space, I can also do my work and earn the same lifestyle what I have.
Absolutely. And I love what you said, Shweta, that even while we are a coach in terms of, what we want to give to the world, but for us also every day is a transformation.
Yes.
Right. Every client that we meet, every client that we coach helps us transform within. Right. So it is, we as coaches doesn't mean that we are, the perfect.
Robos. No,
There's
we are
nothing
not.
called perfect.
Yeah. No, truly, we are not robos, right, Tanu?
Yeah.
Because we also get affected if somebody comes to, to your coaching session and somebody
Absolutely
expresses the fear and sorrow and sadness. Believe me, Tanu, I used to get affected. And it was very hard for me to come out of that moment. So I used to, again, the same mistake I used to do is like, I used to work hard on coming out of it. But if I hear somebody's sorrows and fear and how insecure they are, I used to feel the energy. And I used to feel then these days, it's been almost some time of my life, maybe 1 year, 2 year, I stay with it. It's okay. I tell myself, Shweta, this is what you are feeling right now. Stay with it because you got emotional. You got, connected with that person humanly and you feel that person's sadness and sorrows and insecurities. It's okay to feel that. And I know I'll learn something out of it, right?
Absolutely. Because, again, this is something which is very beautiful. Not everyone is able to do that. And we call it as being empathetic, right?
Yeah.
If you're able to understand and you get into the shoes of the other person, how will you do that? How will you feel what he's feeling? How will you, connect with that person? Unless you yourself experience that emotion.
True.
Yeah. So it helps us being empathetic. So I in no way say that, being emotional or being sensitive or sensitive to others is a weakness. It is not at all a weakness. There's so much of benefit that you have.
Yeah.
You're able to, realize and accept the emotions and being aware of that.
Yeah. And I think, Tanu, that is being human. Yeah.
Yeah, that is being human.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because even in yoga language, and being a yogic also, there are, different koshas or layers of human being. So it starts first with that, the nutrition, food we have. Then it's a physical thing. Then it's a mind. And after mind, all these three things are there in animals also. The fourth kosha is about wisdom and being, connecting with people. Wisdom is all about being true human, having emotions. And the fifth kosha is about Anandamay kosha. It is about happiness. And what is happiness? It's an emotion. So ultimately, I think our journey ends if you really want to be like, oh, you know what? I am human. I'm the ultimate human. That is Ananda kosha. That is you are emotional. So I love this. Wow. It's a discovery I just made talking to you right now.
That's what
I know, but
you can go on and on and on and
Yeah,
on this topic, Shweta, because
true.
there's so many emotions, there's so many feelings, there's so many experiences that you go through, and
Yeah,
each experience teaches you something. So it's such a great learning that you
yeah.
can keep talking about it on and on and on, so that
Beautiful. And believe me, I'm enjoying this conversation so much, Tanu. And believe even, I liked
same
what,
here.
like what you said. It's about, people, even people around me used to tell me that, Shweta, you have to stop reacting and start responding. And I was like, I don't understand this. If there is an emotion within, I will react. And this is how I am. And it has taken quite some time for me. I think maybe 40 years of my life to understand that it's okay to react, Shweta. This is what you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So,
Absolutely, yeah.
yeah, but Tanu, as we said, we can just go on. But, you know, what is it that, being this talking and writing about emotional resilience? And I would love if you could just give a message or something like suggestive message to everybody who, think that, yaar, emotional hai to kuch galat hai, or to people who are very proud of being practical. So what is it that you would suggest them to lead or to live a happy life, to live a life which is like full of peace, content, or a successful life in so many other people's, language? What is the best way?
See, being practical or being emotional are not two, ends of a line. I would say that we can be both. We can be both practical and we can be both emotional. And the way to do is it first be aware of the emotions that you're experiencing,
Hmm.
accept them, and then make them work for you. Make them work for you.
Hmm.
So these are the three most important things I would say for anyone,
Hmm.
because that is a journey, in any situation that you would come across,
Hmm.
that you are from emotional to practical.
Hmm.
So you are aware of the emotion, you accept it, and then you make it work. So that's the practical end of the line, I would say.
Wow. I love it. I think
So,
this is my biggest takeaway from talking to you, that emotional and practical are together. It's
absolutely,
everything you, right?
absolutely.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tanu. Thank you for being here, giving this lovely. I believe me, it's my adrenaline is and my dopamine and my endorphins are super high right now. Just talking to you, because I love this topic, because it's also very close to my heart, being emotional and how to be more practical or logical stuff. But I think today I have also derived a lot of insights for myself, and I'm sure everybody who's watching this, they absolutely, I'm sure they took away something from both of us. So thank you, Tanu. It's a pleasure to have you on Sunday Skinner.
Thank you so much, Shweta, for giving me this opportunity. I think it's a mutual learning. I also learned a lot of things, and I loved interacting with you as well.
Same
So
here.
have a
Same.
great day, and
You too.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.